we're in the end game now. Thursday this week is when the Switch 2 comes out, but before that, I just kind of wanted to go over a few other things that have happened in the games industry before we get swamped with all the news, reviews, and looks at that console. So there's a few things that have happened, which one is really sad, one is pretty good, and one's just a little bit awkward. All right, so let's just get the sad news out of the way first. And it's a story which is unfortunately all too common in the games industry, and that is layoffs. This time it looks like it's the folks over at Playtonic that are feeling that. The studio announced it over on their socials that they were letting go of some of their team, and unfortunately it was just due to the shift in landscape of the video game industry. I didn't really delve into, and they didn't really share how and what was being massively impacted by it and what was like the driving force behind this choice. They don't normally do when these things happen. What was nice to see, although it was really sad news, and it's never something you want to see from a studio, they were really bigging up the team that had become free agents essentially and really wishing them well, and I just really hope that that team do get the love that they deserve. Some of you may be sat there wondering who Playtonic actually are, but Playtonic was founded by people who originally worked at Rare and were behind the brains of Banjo-Kazooie. So for those of you that have played Banjo-Kazooie and maybe saw Yooka-Laylee and wondered why it looks so similar, well, now you know. Yooka-Laylee was a smash hit when it was originally released in 2017. It was also a Kickstarter project, if I remember correctly. And after that, they went on to do Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair, which was a very different type of game, but still received so much positive praise for it as well. Recently, they've announced Yooka-Replay-Lee, which is a really big tongue twister of a name title, and once again it goes back to one of my first questions of why can't people in the games industry make things easy to say, which is a remaster of the original game. And when I was putting this video together, I was kind of thinking, oh, why are they doing a remaster already? But that original game is almost 10 years old. It's 8 years old, which is almost 10, which is ridiculous. I feel really old. My knees hurt thinking about that. It is sad to see that these people are going to be leaving the studio. It does beg the question as to why they're being let go now and not after the release of the game. I'm not a business insider, I'm not an analyst of any kind. It is just sad to see more people being let go in this ever-changing video game landscape, and I really hope that those people can find work elsewhere, because Yooka-Laylee was a really fun game, and if you haven't played it, I do urge you to check it out. But with that remaster coming out soon, maybe hold off, get that, and enjoy it with all the new fancy upgrades for it. Next up, let's get the weird bit done as well, because I want to end on a positive note. But the Switch 2 is out. Not officially, but some people have got their hands on it, and it's been interesting reading the discourse about this online. Some folks out there have managed to get their mitts onto a Switch 2 early. Not sure how. I'm guessing stolen. What's interesting is they fired up the console, and obviously they haven't got any Switch 2 games to put in there, but when they put in a Switch 1 game, it required a software update to play. So essentially, out of the box, you can't seem to play Switch 1 titles. Wonder why that is, and it sounds like it's a really interesting anti-piracy measure which Nintendo's putting in. They've claimed that there's a lot of security fixes to this machine, and it's a lot more secure than the original Switch was. We'll have to wait and see. What I don't get is why you would post online that you've got something early like this. Now, there's two camps. If it's just arrived early, great, like that's yours. Maybe it's a postal mess up. But when those videos came out, it was over a week before release, which says to me that it wasn't just FedEx or UPS or DHL delivering things early. It sounds to me like those were taken. But I don't want to get into the specifics of how that happened. What I will say though is, if you were going to take it, why didn't you take some games with it as well? What does this mean for people who haven't got internet access on day one, which is kind of something which I'm thinking about. I have, I'm fine, like I might live in Wales, but we're not that far behind with technology. If you haven't got internet access on day one and you want to play Switch 1 games, how is that going to work? Like what if you are out and about and you've only got 5G and you can't hotspot to it, or the download is going to be way too big for your contract, or whatever. Like, it's a really weird thing to have a patch on, but we don't know what else is behind that patch, so we don't know if Switch 2 games are going to work on it. But once again, it seems that Nintendo has been hit by things leaking out early. Usually it's games, but hey, this time it's an actual full-blown console. I'm not going to post any videos or any footage of the Switch 2 being opened up and all that, because it's just not something I want to get into. It's all the risks of Nintendo's lawyers looking at it and striking down. They're hitting everything about this Switch 2 leak, so I don't want to even like share a picture of it, okay? You can Google it, you all know how the internet works. But with that said, the unboxing experience for some people has kind of been ruined by this. However, I'm looking forward to getting my own and doing my own unboxing here on the channel for you all as well. Finally, Nintendo has given us some good news as well, which is there is a release date for Pokemon Legends ZA. and that is in October of this year, October 16th to be precise. They've also announced that there's going to be a Pokemon Presents in July, so they'll probably get some more information about the release and maybe some different sort of pre-order bonuses or versions that are going to go up for it. So yeah, it'll be interesting. It's not a game that I'm picking up. Everything that I've seen from the trailers does not appeal to me whatsoever. I loved Legends Arceus. Thought that was a really fun game and a really interesting take on it. Having this entire game taking place in one city, I know there's zones in the city, but it just does not appeal to me. I've kind of fallen out of love with Pokemon over the years. I still play Pokemon on my phone with the trading card game. I love playing that, love the competitive side of that. It's really fun. I can play that like almost every day without problem. But the actual games themselves, I feel like something has to change, and I might be on my own here because the Pokemon formula has been pretty standard throughout all these games. Nostalgia will always reign with Pokemon. Like, all of us have our favorite generation. It's usually the generation that we got into. For me, 1 and 2 are the best. Obviously, because they're the ones I started off with, and for some of you out there, 4 and 5 are going to be the better ones. No one out there is enjoying Sword and Shield as the main ones though, let's be honest. But it is nice to know they've only got to wait 3 and a bit months before this game comes out. And they've also mentioned all the sort of benefits that come for the Switch 2 version, which is, you know, your standard stuff of higher frame rates, a bit smoother, quality graphics is a little bit higher as well. So yeah, it looks like it's gonna be interesting, but that Pokemon Presents is what I'm holding out for, just to see what they do. And of course, we're gonna see merchandise there that us folks in the UK will never be able to get. I'm still wanting that Le Creuset set. Man, I love milk. So yeah, that's the 3 things that I wanted to kind of cover off as we sort of roll into this sort of twilight period now before the release of the Switch 2. When that actually happens, I'm really looking forward to the amount of work I decided to give myself for it. We're going to try and do some unboxing here on day 1 with it. I've got plans the next day, so the Switch 2 comes out on Thursday. I've actually got to get a service done on my car, so I'm not even going to be here in the morning for it. Thankfully, someone will be around to pick it up, which is good. But then I've also got to go Alton Towers the next day. So I've got to do a lot of playing the system, unboxing it as well, filming it, editing it, and getting loads of stuff out for the next couple of days so that whilst I'm busy, there's content coming out. So you might notice after Wednesday, there's going to be a maybe daily content coming out. That's the plan anyway. If not daily, then every other day type of situation, just to make sure that obviously I can capitalize on the popularity of the console, but because I want to get it out there and I'm excited for it, and there's loads that I want to do for it. I don't want to wait like once a week or twice a week to get that stuff out. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to be coming with it. I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on one. Looking forward to doing an unboxing with you all, but I'm not looking forward to my library for Switch 2 games being mostly digital. Game key cards are going to be a very weird thing.